Picture this. You're working hard, putting in the hours, playing by the rules, and yet, every day it feels like you're falling behind. Your paycheck doesn't stretch far enough, your bills pile up, and the dream of home ownership slips away. Welcome to the reality many Americans face. The middle class, the backbone of the American economy, isn't just under threat. It's being wiped out. It's happening fast, and it's affecting millions. But this isn't some theory or opinion, I'm going to show you undeniable proof. By the end of this video, you'll understand why it matters. Stay with me, the truth is urgent. Let's start with some sobering facts. The gap between the rich and the poor in America has been widening. In fact, the wealthiest 1% now own more than the bottom 90%. That's inequality like we've never seen before. What's going on? Why are the rich getting richer, while the rest of us struggle to keep up? Take a look at this chart. It shows how income distribution has shifted. In the 1970s, the middle class earned nearly 60% of total income. By 2025, it's down to around 40%. A 20% drop in income for the middle class means a huge chunk of Americans are falling into lower income brackets. This is a massive shift in the economy. Let's talk about housing. In 2025, the average home costs over $400,000. That's almost double what it was in the early 2000s. Don't just take my word for it, look at the data. Home prices have gone up 70% in the last 20 years, while wages have stayed flat. And it's not just homes. Rent is skyrocketing too. In big cities, people spend over 40% of their income on rent. Even in smaller towns, rental costs are climbing. A young couple can't buy a home because prices are too high. Renting doesn't leave enough savings for the future. It's frustrating, and it's holding people back. Let's talk about inflation. You've probably noticed the cost of living rising. Essentials like food, gas, and utilities are getting more expensive. And wages aren't keeping up. In the last year, inflation has gone up 6%, while wages have risen by only 3%. That means your paycheck is worth less every month. And healthcare. It's even worse. The average American family now spends $22,000 a year on healthcare. That's more than the cost of sending a kid to college. Even with insurance, people face huge deductibles and co-pays. A medical emergency could mean financial ruin. Let's talk about jobs. The middle class has always relied on stable, good-paying jobs. But that's changing. Manufacturing jobs have been outsourced. Automation is replacing many others. Since the 1990s, America has lost over 3 million manufacturing jobs. And it's accelerating. Meanwhile, remaining jobs are often low-wage, part-time, or gig-based. The average worker doesn't have the same benefits or job security. 40% of workers earn less than $15 an hour. Even college grads aren't safe. Many are underemployed, working jobs beneath their skill level. They have no choice but to take what they can get. So, where's the wealth going? The richest Americans are seeing their fortunes soar. In 2025, the top 1% own nearly half of the nation's wealth. That's up from 30% in 1980. The average worker's pay isn't keeping up with inflation. This isn't just about the rich getting richer. This is a systemic shift consolidating wealth into fewer hands. In 2024, the 5 richest people in America had more wealth than the bottom 160 million combined. corporate profits are at all-time highs. But instead of investing in workers, companies buy back stock and give huge bonuses to executives. It's an unfair system that rewards the rich, not the middle class. The financial stress on middle-class families is taking a toll. Mental and physical health are deteriorating. Financial insecurity is a major cause of depression and anxiety. The effects are far-reaching: stress, poor health, and a lower quality of life. Even worse, economic desperation is rising. More Americans are working multiple jobs to survive. Some find second or third jobs. Others are stuck in low-paying gigs. Suicide rates have risen sharply among working-class Americans, especially those aged 45 to 64. This is no longer just a financial crisis, it's a public health crisis. So, what can we do? How can we fight back against these forces? First, we have to face reality. This problem is here, and it's affecting millions. But we're not powerless. We need to demand policy changes, universal healthcare, wage increases, and affordable housing. We need lawmakers to address inequality and invest in working Americans, not just the rich. And we need to change the narrative. Let's fight for an economy that works for everyone, not just the wealthy few. If you've watched this far, you understand how urgent this issue is. We cannot afford to ignore the destruction of the middle class any longer. It's time to take action. Spread the word, demand change, and fight for a better future. Hit that like button, subscribe to stay informed, and share this video with everyone you know.